everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, a couple of things first. Okay, I have lost the fluffy bit off my mic. I think what's happened is because it's that time of year, it's spring, it's probably gone to find other like fluffy mic things to like make more fluffy mic things. So I'm going to have to buy a new one because mine has escaped and gone to find its own kind. So if the sound is a little bit different, that's one of the reasons why. Another reason why the sound might be slightly different is I do have a little bit of toothache, so I think it always affects how you speak if you've got a bit of toothache. So I shall go and get myself booked into a dentist and get that all sorted out. So and also I'll just point out that it's that time of year, and now my skin started to get very dry. I get allergies, so if I've got like very dry skin, I'm really sorry. I'm not turning into a lizard. It's just the way it is. So yesterday I had 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 call-outs to the same building for the alarm going off, all to do with how the tenants so they're business tenants, but they kind of just come and go, and they don't use the communication board like they're supposed to. Anyway, so what I would normally do is I would normally prep for videos on a Saturday and record them on a Sunday. So today is Sunday, so I haven't managed to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little bit different today. So I'm going to take you through how I reverse engineer things. So you know how sometimes I will see a picture of something. I might be flipping through Pinterest and see something and think, oh, I could reverse engineer that. Or I might see something else and be inspired by it, and make something completely different. Or it might be something like Jane sent me, which was this. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to reverse engineer that. I'm going to work out how that's made, or re-engineer it so that it can be something that I could teach you to make. You're going to watch me reverse engineer it, and then what we're going to do is we are going to, at a later date, you'll see me do a demonstration video, a tutorial thing of how to make it. So, but I'm going to go through how I reverse engineer, because, you know, I don't have time to prep for videos this week. I've got one thing that I want to make with you, and I will do that in the next video. And that was the thing that was postponed from Friday when I had my Happy Mail. But because this was in the Happy Mail, I felt so inspired by it. I thought, oh, I really fancy making that. Now, there are a few other things that Jane has sent that I will also reverse engineer and figure out how they were made. But I'm going to show you this one. So this is how I would reverse engineer it. So I guess from the size, oh, there's a few things falling out now. From the size of it, I would say that was probably 4 by 12. It might be a little bit bigger than 4 maybe, but oh no, it is 4 by 12. Oh, there you go. So I would say that this was made from one sheet. Majority of it was made from one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. So yeah, because that's 12. And then these, so if you open this out, so I'm just going to talk you through what I would be talking through in my head. So normally I would be doing it in my head. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I'd be talking to myself. But, you know, I've got a microphone and a camera on, so I'm basically talking to myself but talking to you at the same time. And I will just go through that whole process. So it has, so if that's 4 by 12, then I would say that was the waist. Then when you cut the 4 off, I would say that is the width of the waist of it. So I would say that that's probably 8, maybe a 8. Oh, it is 8. There you go. And again, by 4. We know it's going to be by 4 because it's the same height as the other bit. So, okay. So let me figure this out. So okay, let's cut the 4 bit off first, because then I can see what I'm working with, because I need that 8 to be able to work the rest of it out. So let's cut the 4 off. So this is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I believe it's 12 by 12. Sometimes in the UK they are 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters, but this is a 4 by 4. So I try to mark my 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters ones, because if you look at a ruler, so this is 12 inches, and you can see 30 centimeters is just a fraction shorter, and so when you cut 4 off, you don't get 8 left. You get like 7.5, so or 7 3/4 even. So I'm going to cut the 4 off, because I know that is the base wraparound is that. Okay, so it might be slightly different to the way that Jane made it, but I'm going by what I think. So cut the 4 off. That's 4. So that's going to be the wraparound. So that's going to be the outer. That's going to be this bit here. Okay, and then this is the offcut. Now I would suggest that is folded in from there. So, and it's got so it doesn't quite meet in the middle unless it's flat, which suggests that from there to there is a full 2 inches, and there to there is a full 2 inches, and that makes it 1 3/4 inches, and that bit is 1 3/4. So let me just do that, because it's very hard for me. In my head, I know what I'm talking about. It's just for you, it might not be a visual image. So I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to score where I think the score lines would go in order to make this. So I want a clear panel of 4 down the middle. Okay, so I would say then I need to go at 2 either side. So that's 2, and then where are we? That's 8, so that's 6 there. I just wish those numbers there were just that little bit clearer. Maybe I could do, maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. It's not a Londoner. I'm just singing that because I don't have anything else to say. Right, let's do a Sharpie over it, see if that helps. Oh, that does help. Like brass rubbing, but for scoreboards. Not perfect, but who is? There we go. So that makes it a little bit easier for me to see. It might not be any bit easier, because it just looks like I've scribbled them out. So that's the 2, and then if I go 2, yeah, I've done 2 at the other side. So then what I want to do is I want to have this box fold hinge spine. So I wouldn't go 1/4 inch in, because that would make the middle panel less than 4 inches. So I'm going to go out from that line and do a score line there, and then out from the 6 and do a score line there. So that gives us, this should be 4, this should be 1 3/4 to this first score line, and then this should be 2, and then the same here, 1 3/4 to this score line, and then to this one it's 2. So that's that. Then what I'm going to do is, I know that I want that panel, so this is going to fold down. Now I think that folds down and then back on itself. So I think that there's a panel that goes across here, and the top panel is the bit that folds down, and then the spare that goes past that 4 point would fold back on itself, and then back on itself again. But it also has an inner pocket. So I'm thinking what I would do is because this is a fold here. I can see that is a fold there, and I can see that is a fold there. So that's what tells me that folds back on itself, and this is also a fold, and that folds down again. But I think what I would do is I would have a fold down, and have this, which is a pocket that's been stuck on, have that as a fold up, so that I get a 4 a 4-inch panel across the middle with a 4. Will that give me 4? That is 12, isn't it? Yeah. And that'll give me 4 at the top and 4 at the bottom to fold up. So I'll do what I think, and then we'll talk through what I did. So I'm going to go 4 and score at this line, and go down to the 8 and score at this line. Okay. Now this doesn't have a box fold on it. Oh, that's because that folds in before that. That's why. That folds in and that folds around. Right, okay, that's why. I was thinking maybe if that folded on the outside, it should have a box. But it doesn't. It doesn't sit like that. So, right, no. Okay, so I don't need any extra box folding. Okay, so that's that. And then I think I might just, because this isn't my finished product. I might just try and ink over these score lines so that you can see what I can see. Can you see what I see? Ba 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 da do 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 da 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 da. I don't know whether this is helping. La 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 la. Can you see what? Oh, shut up, David. It's not even Christmas. It's because that's Christmas, isn't it? That's why. Maybe that's why. So I know that this makes the paper look hideous with all of this on it, but I want you to see what I can see, which is these score lines. And also, it might be helpful if I can see it, because normally I wouldn't work in so much floodlight, but I have to when I'm filming because you wouldn't see it. It'd be too dark for you. So normally I can see. So you can see now where all of those score lines are that I've just been talking about. So, and because this isn't going to be my finished product, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off along. Get a pencil that works. Or a pencil with a point on it. What's the point of a pencil with no point? Dave, that's a pencil with a point, but I know that the lead is broken in that one. Oh, here, I think that's the one that works, yeah. Is it? Oh no, that's the lead that's broken. Look at this. Look at me. Look at me. Let's give this a sharpen. Where is the sharpener? I had a sharpener. Oh, come hither. Come to me. I need the power of mind control to be able. Well, not mind control. Not going to help me with the pencil sharpener, is it? But the power of. What is it? Kinetic energy is not what I was looking for here anyway. I found it. Shut up, Dave. Just get on with it. So, sharpen this pencil. I don't like the sound of a blunt pencil on paper. I'm very sensory, so I am a typical autistic man. In that way, I don't know what an autistic person. It's not whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't make any difference. But sensory. So I'm going to cut along this score line here, and along this score line here, to that middle to there, and stop there, and the same on this side. Stop there and there. So along this one, my straight lines are not. So that's what I'm going to cut, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So. Now, this might, like I say, this is only what I'm thinking. I don't know whether this is true. So, what I would do in order to cut something with a score line off is I would use a flat-edged ruler, so it's flat, as in it doesn't slope down at the sides. A metal one, because I'm going to cut against it, and push it up to that fold. And it kind of just, if you push it down and push across, it kind of stops. It gives it a bit of resistance, unlike the Borg. Resistance is not futile. So, and then we're going to cut down and we're going to stop at that stop point, and then we're going to cut from there and obviously stop at the end, because otherwise we're just going to cut straight through everything. And then we're going to turn that round and we're going to do the same again. Now, I hope this is kind of interesting to you, because, like, you know, it's not actually, I'm not making something decorative. I'm making a very a base product. So everything I do, every piece of anything I make, whether it be the slide box that I made, or the folios that I make, or the little wallets that I make, I always make a mock-up first. So this is what I do. So I always have white paper for this purpose. Right, now what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to cut this bit, obviously that's the middle part without doors on it, so this bit is going to form this bit here, but I'm going to cut this bit off, so this becomes waste. So this is waste, this, and this. So I'm just going to cut those off. Now I tend not to use a trimmer when I'm doing this bit because it stops my giddy little head slicing the whole thing off. Getting carried away and not thinking about what I'm doing. So I'm turn that round. That might not be fully cut. Let's just do that freehand. There. And there. Right, that means they've come off. Okay, I'm going to keep those because I might add them back in somewhere else. I'm going to put that up to that crease again and then do this and this. So this is typically what I would do to reverse engineer. Sometimes my processes are different. So now what I'm thinking is, we have this as the wraparound. So this wraparound also needs to have a box fold in. So I'm going to put that in now, because then we're going to kind of assemble it. So this has got a box fold on it. So if you look here, again, it's got a box fold on the spine. So we're going to do the same again. We're going to go to the 4 and do a score. And we're going to go to the 8 and do a score. And then we're going to go to the 8 1/4 and do a score. And we're going to go to the 3 3/4 and do a score. So that means that middle panel is 4. And we've got that same situation again where we've got box fold there. So then I take this off, and I know that even if it's something I'm confident making, I will always make a mock-up version of it. And the reason for that is, sometimes I've made something time and time again, but I can find another way to make it, or find a way to make it more logical to explain when I'm making a tutorial. So that's why I don't just craft. I sometimes take a bit of time to work things out. So that's why I like to have the 2 days. So my week, so I work Monday to Friday full time. Yesterday was an exception because I was out for, I did 9 1/4 hours yesterday in total with all the call outs, so that was more than a full-time day. So I think actually, yes, so there we go. So that's the, sorry, yeah, so I think I've actually done, I've done something like, because I've been out a couple of times during the evenings as well, I think I've done about 54 hours this week. So I'm feeling a bit frazzled. So this is my outer, this is my wraparound, this is this bit. Okay. And then this, sorry, keep that back in the shot. This is this bit. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in order to get my version of making that. Okay, so I'm going to fold in all of those creases. And I'll just bone fold them because then they fold better. And I use this bone folder because this is my Teflon one, which doesn't leave shiny marks. I don't think it's actually Teflon. I think it's because Teflon went out of business, didn't they? Because they were polluting the environment. So I've watched that film. I can't remember what it's called, but I've watched that film. And so then I'm going to fold this in, and then one of these, so this one maybe will be the inner pocket, and then this one maybe, or to the way around, will be the outer flap. So I fold that over. So both of these in some way just need a fraction cutting off, because what you can see is when you fold it over it will buckle. So I have to bear that in mind. So what I'll do is I'll flip it over and then I'll cut a fraction off. So I'm going to have one as a pocket. So the pocket one I'm going to cut, let's put it on the thing and cut a proper amount off. We'll cut an actual amount, Dave. And we'll cut, how far up do I want that pocket? Yeah, if I go 1/4 of an inch off there, this is my internal one. And then I will take a thumb notch out of that, I think. Oh, take my eye out on that. So that one's going to go in. So I've just got to make sure also that it's got clearance at the sides, because we just need to make sure it doesn't catch on any of those folds. So it does just catch a little. So I'm just going to take a sliver, not a slither. A slither is what a snake does. A sliver is what you do when you're cutting something, Dave. I'm just going to take another bit off that side. Now, Jane, you might be saying, well, that's not what I did, but this is how I'm reverse engineering it. So that's going to be my internal pocket. This is going to be my little fold over bits. And this one's going to be the internal flap, which again, when you fold it down, just passes that bottom edge. So I'm going to take a sliver off. Stop saying sliver. Sliver. Enunciate, Dave. Enunciate. Yeah. So there. So there. Yeah. So this is how I'm envisaging it. So I think I could add in a pocket on the back by taking a thumb notch out of this. So, because there is a pocket on the back, but it's a short pocket. Now, instead of making it a short one, I could actually make it a short pocket. And in order to make the short pocket, I would have to cut down into this bit. Let's give that a go. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use a measurement. So sometimes I don't always use a measurement. I use the width of my ruler, and then when I'm coming to do it with you guys, I will change that non-measurement into an actual measurement. Right, okay, I want to put those lines in on this so you can see what I'm doing again. Hopefully you can see those score lines better now. Let's just do that way. I think it picks it up better that way. So we've got an outer and an inner score line. Okay, I'm going to use the width of this ruler, and I'm going to go. I'm not going to juggle with knives. In my next video, I will be juggling with knives while eating fire. So I'm going to just go from that inner one to the other inner one. This might not work out, but this is what's in my head. And then up to that. Now, not everything always works out. So, and then up to that edge there, up to that fold, sorry, and cut that in and do it the other way around. Up to that fold and cut it in. Okay, so then if I thumb notch this, okay, so now let's move that out of the way. So now, oh, that was gone on my, stuck to my shirt. So now what I'm going to do, right? Let's assemble this in a way that you can see what the finished article might look like. So I'm going to put a bit of glue down either side, or am I? Yes, I am. Didn't know whether my glue wanted to play then, but it's fine. Thought it'd been talking to the fluffy microphone thing. Decided to cause me issues today, but no, it's fine. It's working. So there we go. So that's my inner pocket, which is in here. So I guess really I have kind of given you a tutorial of how to make this, but like So that's my inner pocket, which is this. Okay, you can't really see that where it starts and ends, but maybe if I do that, you can. There we go. So, and then these are my outer things here. This is my top pocket that folds down. Now the only thing I don't have on here is I don't have a pocket, but remember I have cut bits off. So although I might not have the full height of that pocket, I could put a pocket on by using this. Now what I would do is, of doing that, I would take the edge of this off and maybe not have just such a big pocket, or depending on what I'm going to do with it, let's just take that bit off and all of anything that's got a score line on it and take it off. And if we've cut this down a bit, we might need to cut this. Yep, there's a little bit that needs to come off this because we cut that down slightly by width to allow it to fit within the fold lines. So that can sit on there. Now I could have more than one pocket, and maybe that would be, so I could go like a stacked pocket like that. So I think for this purpose we'll just use that, because then I like to try and use as much of the waste as possible, and the reason for that is potentially we have the ability to save the planet with the amount of waste that we save. We're junk journalists, we're good at saving stuff like that. Save the planet, save a dolphin. I don't really need a thumb thing in it, but I'm going to put one in as a visual marker, and then I'm going to do the same with this one. Might not be lined up and in the same place, but I'm just going to ink that edge so you can see where those are. So I would put that on first. So I'm going to put this one on first, but I'm going to put it to there, and then so that, because I know I need it to be about, hang on, I've moved it now to about there, I'm just going to put a pencil mark roughly where I want it to be, because it's going to be on the internal thing, so you're not going to see it. Okay, I'm not going to put a bottom on it, because this will be the one with the bottom on it. I'm going to put that on there, and then we're going to put this one on, and this one is going to be on 3 sides, so across the either edge and across the bottom. Put that on there. Okay, so now we've got an internal pocket like we have here. This one was added in because I know that that's not got a folded edge there. That's a raw edge, but mine's folded in. We've got this pocket, which is this one. Sorry, this fold down, which is here, but we've got a pocket. We've actually put 2 pockets in. So this one was a pocket here and then a tuck here. We've just turned that into 2 pockets. Okay. We've got this wraparound, which is this bit here. Okay, which we will need to put some kind of fastening on it. So it sits flat when there's nothing really in that pocket, but it will sit. So like this one sits flat, or it sits depending on how much you put in there. So we would have a closure on here to hold the 2 together. Okay. And then we're going to put this onto here, which will then hopefully sit inside. Might just need a little bit of jiggery pokery to improve that. The wraparound bit. Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And then we're going to put this, stick this down. Right, first before I do that, I just need pair of scissors because I haven't cut that line very well. I need to cut the crease off. There's that side, and then cut the score line, sorry, not crease, the score line off on that side. Or not, depending on whether your scissors want to behave. I don't know what's on the edge of those scissors. And then make sure we put it the right way up, Dave. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a bit of glue down here, a bit of glue down here. That's on the inside of those score lines, because I know I haven't inked this, so you can't see it. Well, you can't see it as well. Put that like that. Again, make sure it's the right way up, and then put this on there within those score lines like that. Put that round there like that. So the only thing is, by cutting that pocket short there, that doesn't sit particularly well here. So I might actually not do that, leave it at its full height, and add in a pocket, which I could do because I've got this spare bit, which I could put a sticker pocket on the back. So that's how I would reverse engineer something. Let's just move this out of the way and we'll go through again what I've just done. So how I got to this point, oh goodness only knows where I put the thing. I go through so many, every time I do this, every time I have to get another one of these out because I don't know where I've put the glue thing. Right, so that's that. So I do have all of these pieces left actually, which then means that if I cut these down, so actually let's not finish there, let's go to cut that score line off. There you go, that's the score line. Cut that score line off and cut this score line off. Check that against the height. Okay, that seems to be okay, which means that one should be. Oh no, that's got a little bit of a score line on it. Let's cut that down then. And cut that one down because that's also got that score line on it. And then I could put those in there, have some thumb notches in. Put the two together and that way then they're at the same height. Well, they might not be because I'm going to turn one round up the other way, aren't I? Are they similar sort of places? Oh, come on, that's not bad, is it, for an eyeball? That's not bad. And then stick these together. Now I'm going to glue it like that, so I just take the corner off because I think I'm going to round that corner like this has been done. Pick that one up, stick that on that side. Like that, and then do this the same again with this one. So along that bit, cut the corner off, along there and along the bottom. Pick that up and put that on this side. No, Dave just smushed the whole thing and moved it. There we go. So then I will take my corner rounder wherever you are. Well, one of them. I've got that many of them lying arounder. That one. That's why I cut the corner off with the glue, because there was no point gluing right up to the corner because it's just going to be chopped off. Okay, I would do the same with these, cut these down That's just stabbed me. The corner of the paper just stabbed me. Oh, well, that didn't do a very good job, did it? And then that one. And do the same on. Just thinking, is that? I thought I'd done that the wrong way up, but I haven't. I thought I'd stuck the pockets in upside down, but I haven't. It's just being me. So there we go. So that's how we've kind of arrived at this. So we've got the. Let's fold it up and put it the way that it is. So this is how I've worked this out. Now obviously it doesn't have the closures on it. So it opens up like this, opens up like this. We've got a pocket here and a pocket here, slightly different depths. Maybe if I hadn't pulled the score line all the way down, I wouldn't have needed to have a shallower one. But it's, you know, it's a pocket, nevertheless. Then we open this up, pocket on this side, pocket on this side. We've got the little doors here. Open that up, open that up. Okay. Then we've got a pocket on side here and a tuck here, but we've got two pockets simply because of the way that I did mine. I didn't. So this is a folded. So the full 8 inches would have come right up the top of here, and then it would have folded down. This bit still 4 inches would have folded back on itself, and then the top bit would have folded down to create this bit. So you've got a pocket here and a tuck, but we've got, because we used the fold up for the inner pocket rather than the sticking on, we've got a fold down with a glued on bit here. I could have turned that into a pocket here and then stuck this one on the other way so it was a tuck, but I didn't. So then that folds open. You've got a pocket here and we've got a pocket here. Okay, so then let's just fold that back in. Obviously we'd need to put closures on here, but again, like, this isn't a finished article. So the learnings I would say from me making this is I would not cut the back pocket down from the back panel. I would add it on. So I would use the final remaining piece and added it on rather than cutting it down, because it just has these bits that I'm not particularly happy with. Okay, but it's very similar, and so that is how I would reverse engineer that. And I hope that has been, because like people keep saying to me, oh wow, how do you do that? And I don't, like, you're just a kind of a master with it. Well, I just take the logic and use applied logic to work it out. So I mean, like, I guess anything that you do and you do well is really simple and straightforward to you, but it's like witchcraft to other people. But I just wanted to walk you through it. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I don't want you to come back here again and watch me make things and you just go off and do it on your own, because obviously I'm not trying to get rid of you. I'm just going through the process and thought I don't really have a huge amount of time this weekend to go through like lots of making tutorials, so I thought I'd go through this, and it's a bit different. I would definitely not cut that down, and I would definitely add that last piece in there, and figure out, I know I used that bit that I cut off on the inside of here, but I would figure that out with something else. I would work out another way to do it, so I probably might have a band across here so that it was like just a tuck itself. So I don't like calling them belly bands, because I really don't like the word belly, so I don't call them belly bands, I call them page bands. So if I refer to a page band, that's what I'm talking about. So there you go, that's it, that's the process. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, you know what you need to do. That means you have to give it a thumbs up, because if you did enjoy it and you know it helped you and you helped you think how I think, then please don't think how I think. That would be a nightmare for everybody. But if it helped you kind of understand the process that I go through, then please give it a thumbs up, because lots of people watch these videos and the amount of, so like my one of my most popular videos, which was making the Denison box, has had, I can't remember, something like 1.8 thousand views, and it's had like 112 likes. So, you know, it's the same with the subscription thing. Honestly, subscribing and liking and commenting really help, especially us little channels. When you get big and you've got like 50,000 people following you or whatever, the people that miss out giving it a like or a comment or a subscription are a drop in the ocean. But to us little people, it really means the world. So, and I also just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's been very kind and sent me well wishes, and I want to mention a few people. So I want to mention Jane Marchant again, because if it hadn't have been for Jane, I would not be in this situation making this for you, because, well, she was my inspiration. I also want to thank Dawn, who is for Grace Creations, again, because she's always very kind to me, and very, you know, supportive, and always comments on every video, and I'm so grateful for that, because it really does help. I understand not everybody wants to comment, that's absolutely fine, but at the very least give it a like. And I also want to mention, I believe it's Carrie, from The Concrete Butterfly, another little channel that you really should go and check out. That lady is lovely. She has said some very kind and very supportive things, especially coming off the back of my, you know, it's not a revelation that I'm autistic. I've never hidden that, and I've talked about that in previous videos before, but she has just been very supportive, made me feel really like sometimes I really doubt myself, and just, you know, I felt so, well, emotional. So before I get more emotional, I'm gonna go. So anyway, there's enough emotion. It's like, honestly, it's like the Oscars every time I talk. So I don't know what this is anyway. Anyway, right, I'm gonna go. So I hope that helped you. You'll see me doing a tutorial of making this at some point, but that's, yeah, that's my little process for making. So I will see you next time when I shall actually be making something. So I'll see you in the next video. You know, it'll be coming up on Wednesday, because you're watching this on Monday, or, you know, sometime after Monday, because I'm filming it on Sunday. So, oh, shut up, Dave. Over explaining something. Another thing, I give too much information and over explain. So anyway, I'm going. So love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love. And lots of hugs. Although that was a bear hug. So all right then, take care. Bye.